For anybody who doesn't want to get absolutely destroyed in the Miami-Dade housing market in 2024, this is the absolute must-watch video. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and this video has an incredibly comprehensive set of information coming straight from the MLS, all the market data that you guys need to know about Miami-Dade single-family homes in the non-luxury range, which is $1.5 million or less, all the way through December 2023. So we've got all the data. We know how the year ended. We're gonna take a look at it, compare it to the past, because in order to have an idea of where a market's going, you need to know where a market's at and where a market has been and what kind of inflection points may be coming down the line that could cause things to change, okay? So we're gonna talk about it all in this video, and I'm gonna give you guys my perspective on what's happening in the Miami-Dade housing market, specifically for single family homes in this video. There'll be another one regarding condos, as always, and another one regarding the luxury market, as always, followed by a rental video, because it seems that those are very much appreciated by people. So anyways, without any further ado, let's talk about the first graph here, which is active number of listings versus new listings, okay? So active is the green line, also known as inventory, and then the blue line is our number of new listings. So number of active listings for December came in at 3,046. That's down 5.4% from 3,220 the month before, okay? So that's that little decrease there. That's also down 461 units or 13.1% from last December year over year, okay? So, decent little decrease in terms of the active supply, all right, in a year over year perspective. Now, new listings came in at 912, all right? That's the blue line there, down 259 units or 22.1% month over month. However, that is up 17 units from 895 over here, that little low point there, which was December 2022 year over year. So that's an increase of 1.9% of new listings year over year. So that's interesting to note. Next up, we're gonna talk about average days on market versus the close price to original price ratio. Now, the average days on market, that is your blue line there, came up from 44 days to 47 days. So market slowing a little bit. That's normal in the holidays, just like it's normal to see less new listings during the holidays, during December. Totally normal, those last two things. But it is a 6.8% increase in the days on market. So noted, all right. Now, last December was 54 days on market, which is a 13% increase year over year, okay? Or rather 13% decrease in the days on market compared to over here, all right? So market is sped up a bit year over year from 54 days, now we're down to 47, okay? So nothing crazy, but something to take note of. Close price to original price ratio is up next. All that means is the difference between the original price and then the final sale price expressed as a percentage, and then we take the average across the entire market, okay? So close price to original price ratio came in at 96.7%, and that's actually down almost a whole percentage from 97.6% in November, okay? So it appears that sellers had to make some holiday discounts in order to stay a little competitive, as you can see in that green line there. Now, next up, let's talk about median sale price. Now, of course, again, this is the non-luxury range, which is all single-family homes that are $1.5 million and below. The reason that I do this is because we have such a strong, healthy luxury real estate market in Miami that when you compare, $500,000, $600,000 homes with, $40 million homes, it just doesn't seem right to me to put those into the same data set. And I'll give you guys an illustration of why in a second here. But basically, it just skews everything. So I feel like, as somebody who's in the trenches selling real estate day in and day out, when I make this adjustment, it gives you a much more accurate and clear picture of what's really happening on the ground in the Miami real estate space. So median sale price for non-luxury single-family homes came in at $580,000. Okay, that's your green line there. And that's up $5,000 from the previous month. It's a 0.9% month-over-month increase. Year over year for 2023, single family homes clocked in a 13.7% increase, okay? So from right over here, it would have been December 2023 to December, December 2022 to December 2023, you're looking at a 13.7% increase for single family homes, while a lot of other markets in the country, honestly, we're seeing decreases. Miami is seeing incredible increases in appreciation for single family homes and for condos. All right. Now, from December 2019, okay, just to have a little bit of fun here, single family homes appreciated. Hope you're sitting down for this. 56.5%. Okay, so December of 2019, right before everyone started wearing, surgical masks and craziness, right? In that nearly 4 years' time, we saw 56.5% appreciation in the Miami-Dade single-family home market. Okay, and by the way, without any adjustment, this is a little illustration of why I do this adjustment. Okay, for luxury and non-luxury, I can't talk. So without that adjustment for the non-luxury range, you would have a median sale price of $610,000 versus $580,000. Okay, so again, as somebody who's out here selling homes all the time, 580 really represents what I would say is a median home in Miami versus 610. Okay, and you would have seen a $5,000 decrease month over month, rather than a $5,000 increase month over month. You would see a 15.1% increase year over year rather than that 13.7, and a 60.5% increase of appreciation since December of 2019 versus 56.5. Okay, so it just kind of stretches the numbers a bit. Like, instead of 13.7%, we saw 15.1, right? So it just kind of skews things because we have such a healthy luxury market here in Miami-Dade, which is great, right? But I think that we should not be lazy and we should segment the markets properly, okay? Which is why I do single family homes, condos, and then luxury. And then in the luxury report, I even break it down between the single family luxury and luxury condos because they're different price points. We'll get into that in the other video. Now, sales is up next. That's the blue line there that was like cratering to the center of the earth until they increased by 31 sales in December up to 764 or 4.2% month over month. Down 35 sales, however, year over year, which is a 4.4% decrease from right over schmal. All right. So, you don't love to see that, but it's how it went down. Okay. Now, next up is months of inventory versus expired listings. So I don't always throw expired listings in here. In fact, in the past, I haven't really included expired listings a whole ton as I try to resize this properly. But I'm going to include it now, okay? Because, we're seeing, we have seen over the last, year, a very strong trend of expired listings as we saw throughout the year of 2022. So let's talk about it, okay? But first, let's talk about months of inventory. Months of inventory is how long would it take to sell the existing supply of inventory if no new properties came on the market, okay? So months of inventory decreased to 4 months of inventory from 5 months in November of 2023. And last December, we had 5 months of inventory, okay? So, we're at 4 months of inventory. Last month, we were at 5. Last year, we were at 5. So things moving a little bit quicker overall, okay, when you compare inventory versus the speed of sales. Now, back in 2019, that December, where we're just having a little bit of fun, okay, there was also 5 months of inventory as well. But then it jumped up to 7 months of inventory all of a sudden the very next month as more inventory, came on the market and, sales decreased and the holidays were over and stuff like that, okay? Now, that's interesting to note. But like I said, let's talk about expired listings, okay? Expired listings just literally are what they sound like, listings that expired. The listing agreement between the listing agent and the seller, the contract expired, and they were no longer, the house or, in this case, single family home was no longer for sale, okay? Expired listings for December came in at 1,812, okay? That's this giant jump in this blue line that you see here. That's 749 more than the month before, up 70.5%, okay? Now, before you, go crazy over this information, keep in mind that it's always normal to see an increase in expired listings during December because many people and their listing agents sign the listing agreement until December 31st. They say, when is this good till? Oh, till the end of the year, December 31st. Okay, so that's why we see a big jump in expired listings in December. But it's something to keep in mind and keep an eye on, especially in relation to inventory overall, right? So when you see more inventory, you expect to see more expired listings, right? So, as we started to see more inventory this year, we started seeing more expired listings. However, when you compare to a couple years ago when there was way more inventory overall, you saw way more expired listings as well, just because simply there's, only so much, demand to be had at any one point in time, right? It's not like everybody who's ever going to buy a house is looking at the exact same moment and everything is going to get bought, right? And go to 0 months of inventory. Not how it works, okay? But year over year, the December peak of expireds, like we were talking about in December, you always are going to see these peaks in December, always, just because of the whole signing the listing agreement till the end of the year thing, okay? However, the December peak of expireds is actually down 388 units or 21.4% compared to last December's peak, okay? Although inventory is also down 13.1% since last December. Again, right, the less inventory you see, the less of a crazy expired peak that you tend to see as well, okay? And then I just wanted to show you this real quick, the same expireds information, except this is over number of active listings. So you can kind of see what I was talking about. We had this big pop of supply here. So we saw a bigger pop of expired listings than what we saw this year when the supply was less. However, the 2021 we saw actually they got really close to each other, right? Well, what was happening during that time was the Zoom rush, okay? Everyone and their grandma and their pet chihuahua and their cousins, uncles, third cousins, aunt's mechanic was moving to Miami at that time, okay? And so that's why you see it get really close right there, okay? But pretty interesting to note that, we're seeing still a pretty decent pop in expireds, even while we're seeing, sales kind of picked up a little bit, not much, but it did pick up a little bit. And we're seeing, more inventory coming on overall. But, prices are still high. People are still thinking interest rates might go down lower. We'll see what happens, but that's kind of where we're at in terms of the Miami-Dade single-family home market. So what does this mean? What does this mean if you're a buyer? What does it mean if you're a seller, if you're an investor, or if you're just an onlooker? What's it called? A passerby, all right, or an innocent bystander. So if you're a buyer in this market, what I'm telling everybody is keep in mind that list prices are like the yellow speed limit signs. They're a suggestion, okay? People are on fishing expeditions like it's their job. Like they're a 65-year-old, dude who just fishes all the time. That's what these people's fishing explorations are like, okay? They're like, how much is this house worth on the market? $450, $475, list it for $550, right? So people are doing that still. And a lot of those people are the people who are having their listings expire. However, suffice it to say, there is a lot of that still going on. So what's most important if you're a buyer is working with an agent who's going to actually tell you the honest market value, not look it up on some type of automated site. I swear to God, if your agent ever tells you anything about a Zestimate, run the other way. Quick story, the guy who started Zillow, his house sold for like $1.5 million less than the Zestimate. So Zestimates are complete garbage. Zillow is complete garbage. So if any realtor tells you about a Zestimate or they're getting your home valuation or the home that you're looking at valuation off of some automated valuation model, run the other way, okay? If they're not doing a proper comparative market analysis and saying, hey, here's this sale, and this sale, and thus I believe that the market value is X, or at least be able to back up why they think the market value is with those addresses and sales, then your agent's not really doing you a service, because they're just like kind of bullshitting you, okay? Or, I can't speak for everybody, but they might be bullshitting you, okay? It's a heavy chance that you're getting bullshitted. So you need to work with somebody who's not going to do that, somebody who's going to tell you honestly, hey, this is listed at X amount, but it's actually the market value is worth this. Because a lot of agents will just say, oh yeah, just go pay for the list price. You're going to have to pay the list price if you want to get it. Not true, dude. I've been helping people, buy homes for the last year and change under list price all day long, okay? So that's really important if you're a buyer. Tons of other stuff I could say if you're a buyer right now in the market, but I don't want to make the video too long. But what would be even better, if you want personalized expert assistance, you can reach out to me directly and I'd love to help you out. Now, what does it mean if you're a seller? If you're a seller in this market, you need to realize that we're on an overall upward trend of inventory. So there's more and more competition for your home. So it becomes more and more important to not only market your property correctly, which is always the case, to get the most amount of, the best value for your sale, and to sell it in the quickest amount of time and everything like that. But what's also more important than honestly ever is to price the property correctly, okay? Even though we're on an upward trend with median sale prices, do not fall victim to thinking that, oh, well, we can just, go on a fishing exploration. Because what happens is, let's say your house is worth $500 and you list it for $550. Now, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, you're getting no offers whatsoever, because buyers are not dumb, okay? They say, oh, $550, we don't even want to deal with these people that are living on Mars, not even anywhere close to attached to reality. And so those buyers, they will not make offers on your property right now, unless it's like the most amazing turnkey, beautiful Martha Stewart HGTV certified thing they've ever seen. They're not making offers on your house if it's so overpriced, okay? So what happens is you find yourself in a situation where 2, 3, 4 weeks later, you got no offers, you finally reduce the price a little bit, and nobody cares, okay? Because it's really hard to get people to get back interested in a house once they've already either seen it in person or they've seen it online, and in their mind they've decided that's not an option for me, okay? So it's really, really hard once you lose that initial 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of momentum for your property listing. It's really, really hard to make that up. So that first 2 weeks is so important that you're priced properly. A lot of people think, oh, agents just say that because they want to get a quick sale. I want you to be my client for life, okay? Which means I want to not just sell your property for the highest amount that we possibly can, but I want it to benefit you in the most amount of ways possible, because that's what's going to make you say, hey, cousin Joe or Aunt Jimina, I don't know why Aunt Jimina, whatever, you said, tell your family and your friends, hey, you got to work with Jake. This guy's a straight shooter. He's going to tell you exactly what he thinks, blah, 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 right? That's how it works, okay? Me selling your house as soon as possible, $50,000 under market value, which is something I've never done or even considered, does not help you. It does not make you want to do business with me in the future. It does not do anything for me, because I'm making less on the sale as well, right? Because it's a commission job. So, a lot of people might think that realtors just want to price your property under value so they can sell it quickly. Maybe that's the case with some people, but for me, I guarantee you, not the case ever. Never has been, never will be. Now, what does it mean if you're an investor in this market? Well, if you're looking to buy and hold, it's a good market because rents have stabilized. There's not a lot of competition in the market, and especially if you're paying cash, you can definitely do some damage in terms of bringing down that acquisition price. If you're financing as an investor, your numbers are super important right now because you have a lot of competing factors: increasing property insurance, increasing property tax, interest rates are higher, especially for investment rates. All these different things. They've become more difficult, so your numbers are just super important. If you need help crunching those numbers, reach out to me for sure. If you're trying to do a fix and flip in this market, you need to really make damn sure that acquisition price is on point. Because remember, money is not made in real estate on a sale. It's made on the purchase, okay? People don't think about this, but if you overpay for your house or for a property, especially if you're trying to flip it and you're putting a bunch of money into it, your numbers can get turned upside down real quick. Or even if you're not trying to flip it, even if you just bought it as a buy and hold and then maybe it didn't perform great or you don't like it, whatever, for some reason you want to sell it, but you overpaid for it. Now you have to wait a long time to recoup not just the depreciated sort of value, the actual market value to what you paid, but also the brokerage fees, transaction fees, taxes, all these things, right? So the money is made on the purchase in real estate. Keep that in mind. So those are my thoughts, guys. Looks like this video was super long. Anybody who is still here with me at the end of this video, I salute you and I love you. And I could not even express the gratitude I would feel if you went ahead and hit the subscribe button, rung the notification bell to make sure you don't miss videos like this in the future, because I'm going to keep bringing them to you, okay? And then let me know in the comments, what you guys think. What are you seeing out there, in the streets of Miami real estate? What do you guys think is going to happen this year? And if you do want the help of a professional, reach out to me. All my contact info is in the description down below. Jake Fletcher here with the Fletcher Group at eXp Realty, your Miami real estate agent, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.